The University of Southern California, or USC, prides itself as a campus with a conscience, and in 2002 the university was recognized by Time magazine and the Princeton Review as College of the Year because of the school's, quote, visible and sustained improvements in the surrounding neighborhood, end quote. But for many residents living in South Los Angeles, USC is not creating any kind of visible and sustained improvements for them or their families. In fact, the university and its various expansion projects allow for and encourage community displacement and gentrification.
The university has had, this image, they sell themselves very much. And we've acknowledged that, and that they do have very amazing programs. They partner with 15 local schools, and they've adopted them as their family of schools, and they give them support with tutoring, and they give them other educational resources. But, and that's really amazing. But kind of response that you get from a lot of neighbors is like, it's great that they have all these programs, but unfortunately, half of the community is now being displaced or being kicked out. So where's the balance of like how much you put out there as far as like we're doing so much work, amazing work for the community, yet behind closed doors they're making decisions that are really impacting the people who live in the community.
I think in order to be a good neighbor, you have to think about A, who are your neighbors? And B, you have to begin to value those neighbors. And I think that's one of the problems with USC. It cannot value the people they see as their neighbors, who are overwhelmingly, as I said, at this point, low-income Latino and African-American people. It's clear USC is going to continue transforming this area of South Central Los Angeles to make it into its own image, if you will. And so some people are really going to benefit from that, and others are not.
While the university has been quick to develop new parking lots, sports arenas, and commercial and retail spaces, it has been less proactive in building affordable housing for its nearly 37,000 students. But development companies, who recognize both students' need for housing and their ability to pay higher prices, have aggressively bought up apartment complexes in the area, renovated them, and then turned them into units exclusively for USC students. As the development of this kind of for-profit student housing increases, neighborhood residents have fewer and fewer affordable housing options and are often pushed out of the community and forced to leave behind friends, family, and the places they have called home for generations.
USC is just right behind our house, and years back, we never had a student living on this block. It was always family home, family owned. And now if you look around just our neighborhood, I can pinpoint only like 4 houses that are owned by families.
I think that would be really good if USC expanded and made more housing. Hopefully it's just a better area. There's better like shops and food kind of places, and less like what it is now, where there's a bunch of local people and homeless and just kind of trashy.
As USC grows and develops, it is also attracting new businesses that do not necessarily cater to the needs and the desires of long-term community residents.
I looked in a variety of neighborhoods. I was looking for up-and-coming neighborhoods that would allow me to bring in the quality of coffee and be appreciated, and yet also contribute to the fabric of a new rising culture. My shop, I see, as a way of raising the bar in the community.
As we moved down here, we kind of noticed that the place was getting gentrified. We saw potential. What I hope happens, it becomes the next Silver Lake, or what's happening in Echo Park. That's what I hope happens. Yeah.
There's a fear that we will gentrify the community around the campus. And I guess I struggle with how you upgrade a community and how you make a very vital community around the campus without having the sense of gentrification. And so I think it's one of the great social sort of engineering type of dilemmas that we face, of how do you solve that? And I don't know how you solve it.
But the solution to this great social engineering dilemma may be easier than USC believes.
One way of really balancing out development or community development is ensuring that the community is involved in the process, and it's involved involved in the growth of those plans.
Gabriela and various community residents, organizations, and religious institutions have come together to form the United Neighbors in Defense Against Displacement, or UNIDAD coalition. This coalition helps to ensure that residents are both informed about the changes happening in their neighborhoods and empowered to participate in USC's planning process.
No, un comentario nada más. Sí. Yo no estoy en contra del progreso ni del desarrollo de las comunidades. Lo que estoy en contra es de la injusticia de desplazar a nuestra gente porque es más pobre para darles a los que tienen más.
We're here tonight because the community, the local community, the community of the marginalized people, of poor people, want to have a say in what's going to take place in the next 30 years.
Yes.
Yo pienso que no está bien lo que la universidad está metiendo muchos estudiantes acá en la comunidad por parte de nosotros. Estoy preocupada.
Mi nombre es Marisela y estoy orgullosamente contenta de estar en esta organización. Tengo 27 años en esta comunidad y estoy contenta porque estamos luchando por nuestras viviendas. Unidos jamás seremos vencidos y para mí eso es la comunidad.
UNIDAD is currently in negotiations with USC to make sure that all of the university's future plans directly address the needs and desires of local residents. But the coalition will not be able to continue its efforts against displacement and gentrification without your help. Please continue to support this campaign and all of our neighbors who are fighting every day to stay in their homes and to preserve the community that they love. Thank you.
It's my favorite. Yeah.